I noticed that there was a lot of people in here that work in early childhood education, right? In the realm of early childhood, working with families. So I want to just say, you are near and dear to my heart, because I got my start doing work with gang members and all the delinquent, the people that nobody wants to work with through ECE. So back in the early 90s, if I was with you in classes over at Kenyatta with Diane Iyer, Val Goins, Julia Crockett, right? And some other ones that I didn't get along with. But anyway, so, and I was, and I'll just speak for myself, but I was like one of the only guys in those classes, so that was interesting too. So ECE, early childhood education, very, very near and dear to my heart. So I give you all respect for that. Conversation catalyst. I grew up around cars. My dad was a mechanic. That's how he sustained our family. And I don't know if you know anything about cars, but a catalytic converter, every time you got to go get smog and you're like, oh, it didn't pass smog, it's because something's going on with the catalytic converter, it doesn't pass smog. Catalytic converter in a car, it changes the toxic fumes, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, into more safer fumes, whether it be water, or, mist, or even carbon dioxide, so that your car can run and it can get smogged and you can get here, right? In that same vein, the conversation catalyst, as I see it, is maybe taking some of those things that might be in here that come out through here, but they're not necessarily safe. Y'all with me? So I see my role really as helping y'all, because this is real. Whatever's in here and whatever is in here, it's real. But sometimes it comes out a little raw. And so I'm going to see my role as kind of being that conversation, that catalytic converter, so that it's safe for everybody to hear, speak, and participate. Y'all good? All right. If you haven't noticed already, there are a couple things on your table. I like to play. So these are things that you could play. I want to just honor the different learning styles. Some of you already checked out just by hearing me. I get that. That's probably not your learning style, all right? Your learning style is you need to be writing things down. You need to be drawing. You need to be playing with something. Go ahead, have at it. It's just part of the program. Here's my only rule. Whatever you make with these pipe cleaners is yours. I don't want them, okay? Because people are like, oh, here's a heart, and I'm like, okay, well, that's yours, okay? So keep them, all right? Play nicely, please. Oh, can I get a red one? And I try to get all colors here. The other thing, and the other rule is that there are some toys on the tables that you are not allowed to take home because they're my kids. And so when I get home and I take inventory, especially my 9-year-old, she's like, Papi, where's my Legos? And so you are not allowed to take those fidget spinner home and all the stress balls, especially the Dia de los Muertos stress ball, because that cost me like $40. All right, so y'all good? I know you have your kind of learning agreements. Here's my learning principles every time I teach a class, whether I'm working with middle schoolers, high schoolers, college, or even just adult professionals as we are. Number one, we learn best by listening. We learn best by sharing. And we learn best by participating. Because in the end, when we follow those principles, the end result is that we are stronger together rather than individually. So those are the learning. I'm not going to post them or anything, but just in that same spirit. I'm going to run you through 3 moods of community engagement, family engagement. And I'm not going to give you my whole bio because I'm nothing. I like to just say, look, I'm a homeboy. I just love people, I love community, and I love change. So I'm just going to run you through 3 moods throughout the time that we have together. But I am going to ask you this, and I'm going to add kind of an agreement here. I'm going to ask you to push yourself. And push for me is an acronym for participate until something happens. Y'all with me? Y'all can write that down. That's tweetable, okay? So please push yourself. And I literally mean that not only mentally and emotionally, but physically. Because in a couple seconds, I'm going to have you stand up. Remember I told you I could care less about your comfort level? When we come back, you will not be sitting in the same place that you're sitting in. So I know you have your purses right here, like, oh, this is my spot. No. Okay? So be prepared to move. ¿Están conmigo? You guys with me? Look, I grew up in a very, fire and brimstone Spanish-speaking church, and I need, the verbal validation. Y'all with me? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Let's do the name game. Y'all know what the name game is? So once again, use it, abuse it, steal it, but let's play the name game. My name is Alejandro Ramon Vilchez. Alejandro, or Alexander, in the Greek means helper of mankind. Ramon, I was destined to be Ramon because on my dad's side, his mom was Ramona, and I was born on August 31st. Where's my homegirl? August 31st. In many Mexican families, they name their children after the patron saint of that day, and August 31st is the day of San Ramon. And I just found out that a great-grandfather of mine was named Ramon as well. So anyway, all that to say, Alejandro Ramon. I had no choice in it, right? Ramon. And then Vilchez, Vilches. For those of you that know my wife and know me, you realize that we spell it with the Z, but on my license, on my passport, on my birth certificate, it's Vilches. I consciously changed it to a Z, not legally, just consciously, so because I have to, yeah, anyway. So, but the reason why I changed it, not because I didn't like it, but because I was tired growing up where everybody would mispronounce it and call me Vilchez, thinking that I was French, and nothing against the French, but that just wasn't me. So I changed it to the extent that I could, and I spell it with a Z. But Vilchez, with an S, is a little town in Spain, in Galicia. Supposedly there's a castle there. I have not seen any dividends from it, okay? But that is the literal history of my name. I just told you the story, the meaning of my name. But growing up, I went from Alejandro to Alexander to Alex to Al to A. And the thing is this. Every time somebody changed my name, whether consciously or unconsciously, it would begin to shape my identity. So I just played the name game with you. I'm going to ask you within the next 5 to 7 minutes, just partner up with somebody at your table and tell them the story, the meaning, the history of your name. And if you don't know it, make one up. Go. ¿Cómo les fue? How did it go? See a lot of head nodding. Okay, what does that mean? How did it go? How was that for you? Good. Okay, so what made it good? I'm a push, all right? Don't give me the buzzword answer like, oh, it was good. Tell me why. So I want to just share. I don't know about how you do it when you go shopping, but like when people go shopping for the labels and they buy the label, let's just take Gucci. After they buy it, they don't sit there and try and change it to Fucci, right? So why do we do that, or why should we allow others to do that with our name? Y'all with me? And if you speak Spanish, you know what Fucci means, right? So that means smelly, all right? So y'all good? How's the climate in the room? All right. The best conversations are stories. All right, and I'm gonna walk you through a couple other things pretty soon. But like I said, do not get comfortable, because when I say go, I want you to stand up, and I want you to find somebody, preferably somebody that's sitting at a different table, and preferably somebody that you don't know. And don't take your coffee with you, okay? Ready? Go! This next activity works best if you are standing up. Let me repeat. It works best if you are standing up, all right? Now that you have introduced yourself to this person, this is now going to be your high five buddy. So when I say go, give him a high five. Go! Did we talk about active listening up here? Okay. So this is your high five buddy. You don't got to do anything else with them other than when I say find your high five buddy, you just got to go find them, drop what you're doing, and go find your high five buddy. Okay? Remember who they are. They're not going to change. All right. When I say go find somebody brand new. And go. All right, cool. You have your high five buddy. This is now going to be your, wait for it. This is now going to be your secret handshake, buddy. So take about 30 seconds to develop a secret handshake with your buddy. Go. All right. When I say go, some of you got like really elaborate. When I say go, do your secret handshake. Do your secret handshake with this person. Ready, and go. Very nice. That is your secret handshake between you and your partner. It is nobody else's. All right. When I say go, find somebody brand new. And go. All right. Let's do a quick review. You have your high five buddy. You have your secret handshake buddy. This is now going to be, remember I said don't get comfortable, okay? This is now going to be your booty bump buddy. Hold up. Some of you are like, I don't do the booty bump, okay? If you're all holier than thou, I respect that. But don't tell me you've never shoved somebody out the way before, okay? So you could either do it with style, like, hey, or you could just shove them out the way, okay? So when I say go, if you got style, just go, hey, like that. All right, and ready, hold on, ready, and 1, 2, 3, go. Very nice. Okay. I have just introduced you to 3 people. Your high five buddy, your secret handshake buddy, and your booty bump buddy. And if you don't want to call it that, if you don't want to call it that, you can call him, that's your shove him out the way buddy, all right? When I say go, I'm going to call them out, and you got to find them as fast as you can. Go find your high five buddy really quick, go! Go find your secret handshake buddy, go! Go find your booty bump buddy really quick, go! Hey. Let's end this on a good one. When I say, on the count of 3, you got to give me a good booty bump, all right? Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Very nice. Go sit down. All right. Some of y'all might be wondering, like, yo, why are we doing this? But here's my question to you. Thank you. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why play? Go ahead.
Because playing, when you laugh, it's good for your soul. Yes.
When you laugh, it's good for your soul. Go ahead.
To
To connect. Go ahead.
Well, play is fundamental for children and for adults. We have a child inside of us.
Yeah.
So and that's the way we connect and enjoy.
First way all of us learned was through play. I don't care how many letters are after your name and how seriously you take yourself. I'm here to tell you that when you were 1, 2, and when you were 0 to 3 months, the first way that we learned was through play. And we keep learning through play. Over here and over here. Go. It's joyful. Feels good. Yeah. Definitely out of the comfort zone. All right? Hopefully you're not in the danger zone, but out of your comfort zone. Yeah, just theoretically, look, why do we play? It keeps us moving. It keeps us engaged. It allows our 3 out of our 5 senses, sight, touch, hear. The smell and the eating comes later, right, after the play. It draws out our personality characteristics as well as our flaws. Ooh, some of y'all need to hear that. Why do we play? We play because it helps us heal emotional wounds. So why play? Why play with the families that we work with?
Well, in addition to all the things you just said, it's also a way of bonding.
Yes. It's a way of bonding. Go ahead, Marcel. Starts building trust.
And also, you forget about the stress. Because you feel light.
Yeah. You know what? It don't cost a whole lot either. Yeah. Suri?
And it peels away titles and all these barriers that get in the way of connecting one-on-one on a human level, and just the connecting, and as Jean Marie pointed out, that bonding. The connection, for me, is just peeling away so much that gets in the way of really being with each other and being present with one another.
Being present, being authentic, being genuine.
And for parents, it's a reminder that it's okay to have fun, that it's okay to play. And so if you think about toddlers being concrete learners, when you're trying to think about parents understanding and learning that their children learn to play, if you make it concrete for them, then they're able to also cherish that for their children.
Exactly.
You know, for me, it produces empathy. I know sometimes, particularly in our work, you know, when we do social service, we're all change agents here, right? And empathy is a word that's used, and we gotta have empathy. And a lot of times it's used because we wanna feel with them, right? But you know what? It's not just about the social emotional stuff. It's also about the active stuff. When we share experiences, that builds a connection. Remember when we were the booty bump buddy? Yeah. Didn't have to be all deep. I'm not against that. Believe me, I'm so not a touchy-feely person, okay? I'm not a peace lover, I'm a peace builder. And building takes work. Peace loving is too easy. Oh, we can't just get along. No, we can't, all right? But we can build something together, then me and you have a connection. Y'all good? I did the name game with you, and then we played. I like the name game because regardless of our differences, and we got a lot of differences in this room, when we start with our names, it puts us on an equal footing. Because the fact of the matter is that we all got a name. Y'all with me? And I like to play and develop relationships first because I can't do that. I can't go deep with you unless I have some type of connection. What we just did in the name game is what I call a relational meeting. Relational meeting, I know you all do a whole lot of meetings. I do all kinds of meetings. I don't do enough relational meetings. Because relational meetings are not task-oriented. I need to meet with you because I got to talk about the goals of our grant or whatever. I need to meet with you because I need to get to know you if I'm going to work with you. Even though that's like an undercover relational meeting. Like the task is I got to get to know you. And so we treat it as a task. Y'all with me? Relational meeting doesn't ask the what. Relational meetings ask the why. We got to have more whys in our conversation. All right, now I know I'm going into training mode, so we're going to break that. Y'all good? Preguntas, comentarios, questions, comments. What's coming up for you right now? Because we're going to go into something a little deeper. Go find your high five buddy really quick. Go, 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 go! To the best that you can, I want you to utilize the whole room. So we got a lot of space back here and the corners or even right there in that little foyer. But to the best that you can, stay with your booty bump buddy. And then I'm going to give you your instructions. But spread out as best you can. There's a lot of space right here. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to get into your business, all right? There's a lot of traffic right here, so there's space right here. But I'm having you spread out because I want you to have a conversation with your booty bump buddy. And it'll get a little deep, quick. Take about 15 to 20 seconds to think of an authority figure you had in your life growing up, preferably a non-family member. Take about 15 to 20 seconds to think of an authority figure you had growing up in your life, preferably a non-family member, and that this authority figure was somebody that you respected and wanted to follow. Take about 15, 20 seconds. Give me a thumbs up when you are done. Authority figure in your life that you respected and wanted to follow, preferably a non-family member. All good? Okay. Have a conversation with your booty bump buddy. And just share with them what they did that made you respect them and love them in a sense. Y'all good? I'll give you about 2 minutes each. Go. Gracias. I'm going to have you go through 4 more minutes, 2 minutes each. Now that you've talked to this person about that authority figure that you respected and wanted to follow, I'm going to ask you to share with them, what did they do or say when you made a mistake? Think about that really quickly. What did this person do that you loved and respected and wanted to follow? What did they say to you, or how did they treat you whenever you made a mistake? What was it about that authority figure that you talked about and shared with your booty bump partner that made you want to follow them, that you loved and respected about them? What was it? Just a couple words. What made you talk about them? Go ahead. In the beginning, I talked about how engagement, I was going to run you through 3 moods, and I want to just review the first 2. Authentic engagement with people requires empathy. I'm not against sympathy, and I know there's a lot of definitions about empathy. I like to just put it out like this. Sympathy is about understanding the situation. Your dog died? Oh, I'm so sorry. I gotta go. Empathy is about understanding the emotion. Your dog died? Oh my gosh, what happened? What? How long have you had it? Oh my man, I can see that. You know what? I gotta go, but we'll follow up later. You see the difference? Authentic engagement with people, any people, little people, big people, whatever. Community requires empathy. That's first mood. Second mood, what we just kind of went through right now, authentic engagement promotes high support and high accountability. That authority figure that you talked about, they loved you. But it wasn't the squishy type of feely love. It was like, I'm telling you this because I love you. Y'all good? And I know a lot of you have we have maybe a century of experience in here. But I want to just throw out, look, love cannot be about the peace loving. Love for community has to be about the peace building. It takes work. It's smelly. It's hard. It's rough. We talk about co-laboring. Back up. We throw out the word collaboration so much that it loses its. I like to use the word co-laboring because the majority of this room right now is female. For those of you that are moms, when we talk about labor, y'all know what I'm talking about. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but you know what it feels like. But I have 4 children, okay? And I know that in labor, it hurt. It's not just that day, right? It's that whole 9.5, 10-month process, and even it's a lifetime, right? But in the end, it produces something beautiful. Because when we talk about collaborating with a variety of different agencies or collaborating with the families, we got to co-labor with them. And labor means dirty, sweat, funky, smelly, raw. But in the end, algo hermoso, something beautiful. So authentic engagement requires empathy, and authentic engagement promotes accountability as well as support. I'm going to run you through another activity, and you're going to do it right now in your small groups, in your tables. I know you have your agreements, but I'm going to run you through something a little different. I'm a restorative practices trainer. I was trained by the International Institute of Restorative Practices, and I do a lot over the schools when we talk about promoting safe school climates or responding to violence in the schools. And so what we do is we run circles. I'm not going to run circle with you, but I'm going to give you just a little taste. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I want you to drop whatever you're doing and stay at your table and just be present with your group. So if you have something in your hand, you don't need to write any notes. We're going to have a conversation. Y'all good? So I'm going to ask you to not face me, but face the people that are at your table. And what I would like for you to do is, whoever's sitting, let's just say I'm 6, if this room was a clock, if I'm at 6 o'clock, I'm going to ask the person who is at 12 o'clock at your table, or kind of in the proximity of 12 o'clock, to be what I call the circle leader. Okay? You don't got to write any notes. All you're going to do is just run the circle, facilitate the conversation, but not facilitate in a way that you've been trained. I'm going to guide you through this. Okay? So if I was 6 o'clock, whoever at your table is sitting at 12 o'clock, they will be the circle leader. All right? And this is what I'm going to ask you to do. If you follow my lead, this is what I would like for you to do. Be present. Don't worry about anything that's in your hand or anything like that, but just be present with the circle. And there's 4 guidelines within the circle. The first guideline is this. Everybody at your circle, please speak from the heart. Please speak from the heart. Second guideline, listen with your soul. Listen with your soul. There's a reason why you have 2 ears and one mouth. So speak from the heart, listen with your soul. Number 3, say just enough. Say just enough. Don't take up the space. It's not about you. Say just enough. This is for everybody. This is not just for the circle leaders. And the 4th guideline is this. Don't rehearse. Don't rehearse. Now, there's only 5 or 6 people at your table, so you may not need to rehearse too much. But the reason why I say don't rehearse, because when you start rehearsing what you're going to say before it gets to you, you are not listening with your soul. Y'all good? So let's just recognize each other in the circle right now. Circle leaders, what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to turn to the person on your left, and all you're going to say is, it's good to see you. And if that person has said, it's good to see you, then all you're going to do is respond, it's good to be seen. And then you're just going to do the same thing until you get back to the circle leader. Does that make sense? All you're going to say is, it's good to see you, and the person is going to respond, it's good to be seen. And then they're going to say the same thing to the person on their left. It's one, just clockwise. Shouldn't take more than 1 minute. But I'm going to ask you, if you're going to say, it's good to see, don't say it because I gave you a script. Take a breath. Let it be real. Y'all good? Go. Circle leaders, give me a thumbs up if your table is done. Awesome. Thanks, everybody, for recognizing each other. I'm going to show you a picture. And as I show you this picture, I'm going to ask you to just stay in silent, keep your thoughts to yourself, and just ponder on the picture. All right. Circle leaders, this is what I would like for you to do. When I say go, this is the prompting question that you're going to ask the people at your table. How are you different from the parents that you see in this picture? That's the prompting question. How are you different from the parents that you see, that you saw in this picture? All right. This is not a traditional circle, but I'm going to go ahead and break the circle on the count of 3. I want everybody to just clap once. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. We're not in circle. You can relax a little bit. You can breathe. Civilization was based on square. That's the geometry of civilization. Religion, spirituality, triangle is a hierarchy. But the geometry of community is circle. So I want to leave you kind of with that spirit. Just quick time check. I'm following that clock. Is it that clock is correct? Okay. And we started at 8:45, so I get to go to 10:45? I mean 9:45? Or where are we at? 10:45? All right. Taskmaster. All right. Kind of going back to the circle. In terms of this, I want to encourage you. You don't have to go through the whole 2 or 3 day training to do this. You could do this. It's practical. First round. It's good to see you. It's good to be seen. Acknowledge everybody. People can say their names, right? Second round, I kind of dropped you in deep, right away. But you know, we did all the fun stuff 45 minutes earlier. So the first round is kind of acknowledgement. Second round, kind of a light question. Third round, you can go deep. Fourth round, close the circle. That's it. And those agreements, they don't change. I like those agreements. Speak from the heart, right? Listen with your soul. Say just enough. Don't rehearse. Fasi. Let me end with this. Let me end with this. You don't have to write this down, and I can email this to you. Family community engagement, empathy, approach principles. That's a mouthful. But these are what are some principles to approach empathy? Number 1, meet people where they're at, not where you want them to be. Number 2, small is good. Don't focus on, we got to make this big grand. Small is good. Small is beautiful. Because guess what? It can only get bigger. Leave smarter than when you arrived. The best people in community are curious, not furious. Another tweetable thing, all right? Trust their experience. I know we got all kinds of stuff behind our last name. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So trust their experience. Understanding the issues will not solve it. I understand you. The doctor doesn't say that. I understand, your pain in your foot. Yeah, I don't care. I need you to medicate me and do something. Understanding the issues alone is not going to solve it. What I said earlier, people act out of their own self-interest and value. People don't do what they believe. They do what they value. 3 more. Relationships are intentional. You got to get up and go form a relationship. It's not going to happen on its own. Don't wait for them to come to you. That's lazy. Don't be in this profession. Last 2. When in doubt, have a one-on-one. Last 2. I'm sorry. Change is uncomfortable. And if it's not uncomfortable, then guess what? It's not change because things stay the same. And this is the last one. You ever notice that the word listen has the same amount of letters as the word silent? So, con eso, muchas gracias.